Chapter 18. Coronation. One day I was sitting with my wife while she nursed our beautiful daughter, Rhiannon, when Leon burst into our sitting room, holding back tears and obviously distressed. I asked him what was disturbing him. Gerard, he mentioned one of his friends, told me I was the only Estolian who does not get to choose my own Kaylee. Is that true? That was one of those moments I did not anticipate, though I should have. How do you tell your son that the happiness of an entire nation is dependent on his willingness to fulfill the promise of Zacharias? Isaiah Monterey Zacharian, Capitulo 88.
January 7th, 1990, Lily Elaine Zacharian. I, Theobald Reginald Zacharian, 87th Keeper. Confer upon you the title of Queen of Estolia, 88th after Estoliana, Kaylee of the King, Isaiah Monterey Zacharian, and mother of the heir apparent, Leonidas Agamemnon Zacharian. You enrich Estolia with the strength of your character and the unique qualities of the progeny you will bear. I urge you to place the needs of Estolia over the needs of self. Always remember that unto those who are given tremendous burdens are also given great blessings. As queen, your life is wholly given over to the citizens, and you will find great peace and joy in your role. All these blessings and many more I bestow upon you on this beautiful morning, fully within the light and sight of deity.
When Theo finished, he settled a crown upon her head. Isaiah urged her to her feet with a hand at her elbow. She looked into his dear face, the peace and happiness filling her heart, mind and soul was greater than any one person had the right to experience. When Isaiah cupped her face gently, she could sense that they were in accord. He was wearing his father's crown. Together they turned to Zeke, who was holding their son in his arms. He handed the baby over to Isaiah and then stepped off the dais. Isaiah settled their son in her arms carefully, and then put his arm around her shoulders, pulling her close against his side. They turned together to face the gathered citizens. Peace suffused her body, self, and soul. They would be together forever, fulfilling their place in Estolia. She would have 2 more sons and maybe even a daughter. Most important of all, she would have this man by her side, always. Eduardo could feel tears running down his face as he watched the ceremony. Liliane had worried him. She was so earnest, so dedicated to getting a good grade and doing the assignment right. But she had seemed somehow hunted. He had some reservations about sending her to meet Isaiah, but at the thought of not sending her, he felt a looming sense of foreboding. She belonged there, with Isaiah. To judge by the happiness and love radiating from both of them, he made the correct decision. Once the couple were out of seclusion, Theo sent him a long letter, sharing with him the important aspects of her story. The sounds of the ceremony grew muted and Eduardo frowned as it occurred to him that he had made no plans to travel to Estolia to witness the coronation. He glanced around, noticing that only one person in the room was visible with crystal clarity. Anastasia. I was always destined to keep your soul, Eduardo, she said. But can you still, my love? He asked her, remembering the sharp agony of loss when she died. He should not be in Estolia watching the birth blessing for the heir apparent, and the coronation of the newest king. She closed the distance between them, her touch bringing him pleasure and a joy out of all proportion to the occasion. As if the happiness of an entire lifetime was condensed into that one touch. He must have died and gone to heaven, or he was having the most realistic and fulfilling dream of his life. Your body has failed you. This is Horizon, my love. I have waited for you, watched you, been with you all these years. We will now be together forever.